This is my attempt to do Nina Park inspired makeup. Notice that she starts with her brows, so we are going to brush them up. I don't have an eyebrow gel, so I'm just going to brush them up with my brow pencil spoolie to make them light and fluffy. So I kind of want to keep my eyebrows the way they are, but I might fill them in at the ends because they are a little too thin for me. So the primer that I have doesn't really have any type of glowiness to it, so I'm gonna mix it in with my Say Sun Glow for that extra glow that my skin needs. I noticed Nina Park applies the glow to give that natural glowy look that the skin would have if you're eating correctly and taking care of your skin. So definitely want to emulate that. Now for this look, you can either use all concealer or you can use foundation and concealer, but I'm gonna use this BB cream and then I'm gonna use concealer. I feel like BB cream gives you a natural coverage while still looking like your skin, because this entire makeup look is about giving that skin like finish. But for me, I like a little bit of extra coverage. So we're just gonna go very lightly, very little with the BB cream and kind of blend it all out. And always blend into your neck. Now I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Lifter concealer. It's the full coverage concealer that I just literally picked up. This is the one that's closest to my shade, so that's what you want to aim for. If you're curious, this is in the shade 65. I'm taking this little contouring brush and I'm gonna blend that a little bit under my eyes. Not directly under it, but just a little bit. I love this concealer. The consistency of it is so smooth and it just gives that skin radiance and finish. And very easy to blend. Now anywhere else you want to conceal on your face, you can go ahead and do that. I like to conceal right near my mouth where I didn't have discoloration, right in here, and a little on my nose. And remember, you want to use this very lightly because you definitely want to make sure you're keeping a skin-like finish and just keeping it very much almost like you're not even wearing makeup. Kind of clean girl-esque, but with makeup on. So I'm just taking a concealer and concealing it anywhere I feel like I have either blemishes, pimples, or just like discoloration. Because though you want it to look natural, you want it to be like exactly like how Nina Park does her clients' makeup, you still want to make sure you're covering spots that you don't like, that you need to cover. You want to blend that into the skin as much as possible so it's seamless. Never forget the neck. Now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Contour in 75. It is a lot. It's a couple of shades too dark for me, but I still want to use this because this is gonna give me that depth that my makeup needs. And you want to kind of warm it up on your hand so it's not so pigmented. And I'm just gonna put that around the perimeter of my face very lightly, like a natural contouring. I like to apply a little bit along my jawline just to sharpen it, just to make it really flawless. And just a little on my nose. And when you're blending this, just bring it towards your inner part of your face just to give that seamless blend. Now when it comes to blush, the goal is to stick to your natural blush tone a bit deeper because she uses a lot of berry tones and also where you naturally would be blushing. So imagine yourself smiling or blushing. If you blush more around here is where you're going to want to apply your blush. Some people apply it in here. Everyone's blush tones and blush placements are different, but I tend to blush like in here, so we're going to focus on those parts of my face. And also in here, you really want to focus on your natural blush placement for it to look best for you because everyone, like I said, blushes differently. And with Nina Park, she uses like the natural, she really enhances the natural beauty, the natural features, and just how you naturally would be blushing, or your natural contouring lines, or where you would naturally, you know, have more light shining on your face. So you definitely want to take advantage of that and work with what works for you. And this is the Milani blush in the shade 140. It's called Kiss. It's called Cheek Kiss. And you can always take the blush and just apply it like you did with the contour on the back of your hand. This is going to warm it up. And then you're going to want to apply it. I want to apply mine a bit lower on the apples of my cheeks, because that's where I usually would blush, and some in here. Now I'm going to use the Time For You contour, but it works as a concealer for me, and this is in the shade Lunar. I'm just going to apply a little bit, just very little, because the goal is just to naturally brighten but not make it look like you have tons of makeup on to brighten it. So you just need a little concealer that's a little bit brighter than your natural shade. If you apply too much, it's gonna get rid of that skin finish that she gives, because your goal is to get the radiant skin, like basically your skin just with a little bit of makeup on. You want to keep it very natural, very lightweight, very glowy. Now I'm gonna blend it with my concealer brush and kind of blot it in there to blend. To set it, I'm gonna go in with this Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Translucent Honey. You don't want to apply too much because you want to keep it very natural. I'm just going to take a little of it, the excess on the back of my hand, and just kind of lightly dab under my eyes. And you don't want to use too much because you want to keep it very natural. Now she uses a lip stain. I'm gonna moisturize my lips first because sometimes lip stains can dry out your lips. And with the Berry Tint by Absolute, very little. I just want this to be as close to my natural lip shade. Now she uses a cooler tone lip liner, but I'm gonna use this warmer tone lip liner because cooler tones don't work for me. I'm just gonna follow my natural lip line. I'm gonna take my finger and blend this in. She usually focuses on the inner parts of the lips when it comes to lining it, but for me, I kind of like to accentuate the outside of my lips a little bit more. I'm gonna do a very light gloss in the inner part of my lip. This is Time Euphoria in the shade 00. And lastly, I'm gonna set it with this Milani Make It Last Original Setting Spray. Gonna give it that extra glow and radiant skin finish, and we are done. Thank you for watching.